Hi guys! Before I proceed, please like this video, turn on your notifications to receive updates whenever I make a post. Thank you! Former presidential candidate Peter Obi visited former Super Eagles star Tijiani Babangida, who was involved in a fatal road accident last month in Kaduna. Obi consoled Babangida on the loss of his son and younger brother Ibrahim Babangida, a former under-17 world champion, and wished his wife a speedy recovery. Peter Obi posted this on his X handle, saying, "I encourage him to keep his hope in God Almighty even in the face of his tragic accident. Our sports stars deserve our care and love, having made us proud and brought joy to our nation." And then Tijani Babangida in response saying, "I appreciate Peter Obi's visit and encouragement. It means a lot to me and my family during this difficult time." Peter Obi's visit was a gesture of solidarity and support for Babangida, a gesture appreciated by the sports community. Wahala. The Assembly has accused the El-Rufai government of embezzling a staggering 423 billion and has recommended him for investigations by security agencies.
A fair hearing as prescribed by our laws, but then let me allow you to listen to what Governor El-Rufai's team and Governor El-Rufai's thoughts are about what he has done. That statement was titled, "El-Rufai led a government of integrity and competent governance." And part of that statement reads, and I quote, "We have not been availed of a copy of the report to which we would respond robustly whenever we obtain it. We affirm the integrity of the El-Rufai government and dismiss the scandalous claims being aired as a report of the committee. Malam Nasir El-Rufai is immensely proud of his record of governance and the legacy he left in Kaduna State. It is sad to see such a shameful departure from any notion of decency and fairness by a state legislature. We dismiss with contempt the claims being peddled in connection with the report." Spokesperson of the House in Kaduna, how do you react to this?
Now, Sean, when you talk of integrity, you came on board from 1965 to when he was handed over power to. The total debt taken by Kaduna State government is in the region of $235 million. In the 8th year of his reign, he single-handedly took $758 million. By the time he came into office in 2015, the domestic debt incurred by the debt was completely wiped off. He came in, there was zero debt. And then they left behind for him monies that he mocked up through TSA, worth about 34 billion to kick off his government with. Now, go back and check in his handing over note how much he left behind as debt for us. How much he left behind as debt. And then the monies he collected to execute this project, if you come to Kaduna, over 60% of these projects are abandoned. And it will take Kaduna State 20 years to even complete what he left behind. So where is integrity? These things ordinarily should raise questions from every common man on the street. That is why everybody is interested in this matter. There are several millions of dollars collected from African Development Bank, Islamic Bank, to execute specific projects that were never done. We are waiting for them, we are waiting his response. Let us see how they will shamelessly respond to these things. These are documents available in public offers.
Well, former Governor El-Rufai has yet to respond to this allegation, but his supporters have dismissed the claim as politically motivated. The investigation is ongoing and we will continue to bring you updates as more information becomes available. This rainy season is a blessing and also a curse to some areas. Areas like Lagos, where heavy rainfall has caused severe flooding in the Lekki Phase 1 area. The Admiralty Road in Lekki Phase 1 is currently underwater, leaving residents stranded in their homes. May God help them. All these senators just a fine way to chop money. Imagine a northern senator introduce a bill seeking to recognize cows as citizens of Nigeria, granting them freedom of movement and association. Hello.
Cows are not citizens of Nigeria.
So, Mr. President, cows are not citizens of Nigeria.
You didn't hear what I said. Senator Nehru, are you arguing with me?
No,
I said cows are not citizens. The section you are referring to is talking about citizens of Nigeria.
Yes.
And cows are not citizens of Nigeria.
Cows
can come in from Niger. They can come in from Chad, anywhere. But cows are not citizens. So, your point of order is noted, but rejected. You want to make contribution on the debate? Go.
However, the Senate President rejected the bill, citing its absurdity and lack of merit. Well, another northern senator proposed a bill seeking to establish open grazing and ranching, known as RUGA, and allocate free lands to Fulani herdsmen in each state. Just listen to this.
For drawing our attention to a very critical part of our national life that is leading to a disintegration of our lives through the incessant herder-farmer clash, destruction of plants and all that by those. And indeed, that has also led to the invasion of Nigeria by those who call themselves herders but are not Nigerian citizens. I recall, as a member of this Senate, that this bill at a particular time was also introduced on the floor of this Senate by Senator Kwankwaso. I recall also the problem that was following the debate, and that problem is what we will need to tackle if we have to get to the nitty-gritty of this bill. While I agree that now is the time for us to stop open grazing, it also means that this is also the time for us to take another look at the law that makes land to be in the hands of states. Because there's no way you're going to be able to establish a ranch in a state if the state government says that they don't want it. I'm glad that Senator Zam has said that those who are not in states of origin of the headers should be able to establish ranches. And of course, he has also given us the cost. But in order to do this, we must go back and look at the law. Because if we don't deal with that law, merely asking people to go, if they want to establish ranch, to now go and talk with those. No one owns land, it's the state government that owns land. That means that even if you agree with the owners or settlers or a community or that, if the state government does not give its consent, then it means that you will not be able to go forward with it. So, as we consider this, I also want us to look at the Land Use Act as an impediment to this particular very wonderful bill to ensure that we can get and put to rest this matter of header farmer clash. And I can see why. And I want to also recall to all my colleagues that at a particular time, the former governor of Kaduna State, Ganduje, suggested to everyone that he has enough land in Kaduna State for all the headers in Nigeria to come and graze. But of course, what happened is that some people are using these headers and all that to destabilize this country. Just 2 weeks ago, I was at home in my own local government in Obingwa, far down in the southern part of Nigeria in Abia State, some women came to me and said that the herders were bringing their cows to finish up all their planted, and that there's nothing they can do. That even when they come there, they will threaten them that they are going to kill and maim, and there's nothing they can do about it. They wanted for me to do something about it. So I had to go to the local government chairman and said, let's go and see the DPO and they had to go to plead with those herders. That is the extent to which this has reached. Everyone in Nigeria, if you go from the west to the coast, all the way up to the middle belt, and you go up to the north, farmers are under threat. And what it has led to is the food crisis that we have today. So I support this bill, and I say, as we consider it, let us also look at all the elements that will make us bring out a bill that will be for the interests of the people.